Hey everyone, this is Daren with Madcap Toys. We're coming to you today with a video that is a viewer requested video. Justin. So Justin, this video is for you. We're going to shout out your YouTube channel as quick as we can. But the question today for us was, is Mercari worth selling on if I'm an eBay seller? Alright guys, stay tuned. We're going to show you some things that might be of interest to some of you eBay sellers looking for a side stick to help you when your eBay sales are going down. So stay tuned. We're going to take some photo shots for you. Alright, bye-bye. Alright guys, here we are. We're back. This is Mercari. For those of you guys that don't know, this is Mercari. Now I can take you to the front page, which I might do in a little bit, but I'm starting out basically on I guess you'd call it a brief overview of the Madcap Toys profile. All right. Now, we have only been on here since, let's see, what is this? October of 2019. All right. And there is a page that I, for some reason, can't find for some reason right now that will show you how much money you as a seller has made, because I've seen it before, total earnings. And it may just be in the app settings, which I'm currently on the desktop. So that may be why I'm having a hard time finding it. I haven't really thought it through. I'm just going to walk you through this as best I can. But Justin, in my personal opinion, if you look at, I believe it was the last of October that we started out on here, and it was right after eBay had its last big glitch, which, by the way, we are going to have another eBay video about their latest glitch and how that's affecting sellers such as myself. And you guys that watch this video are going to want to watch that video. But if you look at my Mercari sales since the end of 2019, October, November, December, I've had 204 so far that have been completed. I've got, maybe, I could be wrong, I'm just going off memory, 10 to 12 more that are in various states of completion. I believe I've made, and I could be off, $500 one way or the other, guys, but I'm just going to round it up, $25 to $3,000 in money on sales with Mercari, and I could be off on that, so don't take that as gospel. I'm just trying to go by what I had couple weeks back when I saw my total sales amount, and my sales were down to, at the time, only like 170 some sales, so it has gone up quite a bit. But one thing that you will like as a seller is you have this place that gives you notifications right through here, and you'll get notified. For instance, here's your notifications. Okay, we've informed you that Funko Pop movies, Star Trek Beyond, Chakotay, or I can't remember the guy's name. I can't say it. God help me. But he was in the original films. Was delivered to the buyer. Okay, so as soon as he rates me and likes the product in whatever grade, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which 90% of mine's 5, and I'll show you that. I've got a couple 4s, 1 or 2 3s, and then 1 1 or something like that. But you're going to have that. And then it tells you all these other experiences about like people liking what you put on, or they've got an offer. For instance, I've got a couple that's got actions required here, which means you need to deal with it, whether you go find the item, ship the item, rate the buyer, rate the seller, whatever the case may be. And you do have to rate your seller here if you're a buyer, which is something that I like that eBay should do. And the buyer also has to rate, or the seller also has to rate the buyer, and I like that because that way you get paid. Okay, then I'll also show you here, let me show you this here real quick, give you just an idea, some ideas going on here with notifications. Okay, and it'll probably just pop up here again. Yes, it did. Alright, it's going to pop on through. Okay, it tells you all the various notifications that you've got here in the last little bit. Okay, so this shows you how busy I am. This here is your, and this is going down through your profile, basically, reports, etc. Now we're going to action required. Alright, it says, you know, like, I need to ship that thing because I just sold it today. I need to ship that one because I just sold it today. I need to ship this one I sold it 19 hours ago. All right. So then you've got my likes, for instance. This is something that I do on eBay as well with the watched items, but this is my likes. Okay, this is things that I'm interested in. For instance, I'm into the Joes and all this, and it'll take you all the way down. And for instance, if something has sold, and I'll try to see if I can find one of those for you. Then basically, okay, here we go. Here we go. Action figures, the WWE action figures. I can go over here. That'll take it and say, you want to dislike it? Yeah. Why should I like it? It's no longer there, right? So it's gone. Right? That's something I like with Mercari that they do. All right. It'll also tell you on sale. You go here. I'm going to go back to my own profile here. Well, it's not taking me there for whatever reason. All right. Let me go to my profile. I don't do a lot of these walkthrough videos because I think there's so many people that do them and they do them very well. But I think since I've had requests today, I'm going to do this one for, like I said, Justin, show you guys, some of you guys that are looking for another venue, a side stick to help your sales. Okay, let's see, my listings. You can go down through here. And I'll show you, basically it starts with the newest items that you've listed, right? And it'll show you, for instance, over here, you've got 1 view, none, 6, 7. You've got a liker on that one, 11, 16, 1, 2. Now, traffic, by and large, guys, is a little bit slower on Mercari. But if you look at my listings to my sales, I'm almost 10% of sales for my listings. Okay? And so basically, if you go at 204, just as it is today, not counting what is in the various states of sold and finished, I have 2,200 items and change on currently on Mercari. And my rate is almost 10% of that. I'm about probably 5 away or less from being 10% sales ratio in and out. So that's something you need to consider as well. Okay, you've got an area for your purchases, like what did you buy? Darren, what'd you get? Well, let's see. I know what I got, but I don't remember everything. I got all of these orders, tell me, and it says to please rate my seller, but to do that, you don't want to do it because before you rate a seller, once the rating's done, it's final. You can't get a refund or nothing like that if there is a problem or anything. So you always want to check the item. I'm checking the Creditor or whatever they call that thing. It says this item is still in transit. Okay, so that's one thing that I don't like, but okay, no big deal. Let's see if I can just flip back and go back. Purchase is ongoing. Right? And then they got Mercari news, chats, reports, and this is personal balance, credits, and coupons. Mercari also gives you coupons. For instance, if you list an X amount of number of items when they run the promo, you can get, let's say, a $25 coupon off of a $100 item. Okay, and then you got your profile information, verification, all that. All right, so let's go here. Okay, this is your front page of Mercari. Most of this, they are a big pusher of the app. They like you to use your cell phones and what have you. But I use it to a point, but I use it basically on my iPads, on our Samsungs, on our phones, on our desktops, which we're currently on. But I'm doing this right here on desktop for this reason, to show you all these different little deals. They've got their brands, their categories. Their categories need a lot of working out the kinks and bugs. They really need to work on that. But let's go through here just a few more steps, and then I'll give you my final answer, which I think you guys are going to know what it is. Is Mercari worth selling as an eBay power seller? Oh yeah, it's well worth it, at least for me. And there is some negatives about Mercari, which I may do eventually in another video, but there is a lot of positives, okay? And let's go through a few things. The number one negatives is You look at the stars, okay, 5 stars. Look at these. I've got 199 great, 2 good, 3 poor. You have no way to respond to a BS issue that somebody will hit you with. You do have a little bit more cancellation. I had a guy buy a $299 coin on Mercari, and he wanted to cancel it within 3 hours, so we hadn't shipped the item, so we did cancel it. Another issue with Mercari that really blows is the fact that you can't reply to BS about something somebody has said, and you as a seller have to be very careful because everything Mercari wants you to do, unlike eBay, they say, hey man, go take it, deal with it, solve it, and we'll get involved if we have to. Mercari wants to be hands-on because they're basically holding your money. So they want to be hands-on, so they make sure they get their share of the money and not get screwed out of it somehow by you doing a side deal or something off the site with the person that's claiming something, and they want to be directly involved in everything. Okay, let me show you some of my greats here. And I hate to bend over and show my rear end, but here you go. This here is just, again, the greats. And you can look and see the dates that I've been getting these sales, okay, and the comments, okay. Not necessarily the sales, but the comments. So that tells you roughly you can take about a week and add on 3 to 7 days, depends on their location. Okay, that's them. This is my average score. Okay, then here's good. So you have 4 and 3 basically is considered good. Okay. Now, here's something that if I was on eBay, I would have dealt with this. There was a tear in the cover, which is under Colossus's arm, a little disappointing. And if I was on eBay, I would have, if I would have been notified of this, and I was warned one time for trying to deal with something that we didn't know. You know, we was learning the rules just back in October, late September, early October. I would have said, hey, no problem, just send the item back, we'll give you a refund. Well, here you can't do that. Mercari has to do everything. Good item, wrapped in Ziploc baggie with a damaged foot accessory part. Again, I can't respond. Piece was in good condition when we sent it. If you have any problems, send it back for a refund. So there you go. And some of these guys, I hate to say it, Mercari's buyers are a lot more whinish than eBay's. eBay's seems to be a little bit more mature. Mercari seems to be, their seller buyers seem to be a little bit more pouty and difficult. They'll hit you on something that's clearly marked in a picture. For instance, you got Rob Allure, poor. Well, for you guys that wouldn't know anything about this, Rob Allure here gave me poor because he wrote me and said somebody else had offered him a deal on this item, which was a Hasbro lot of toys, I believe. Or it was a children's toy set, basically. And the seller backed out of the deal, and he expected me to honor that seller's deal on my product and make my pricing whatever that other pricing supposedly was and include the shipping for free. No, we did not. So because of that, I got a poor rating, which the items were all brand new, mint box, really wrapped well. Okay. Then we got over here from a competitive buyer, Alexis Toys. Poor. Hey, Barbie's box is damaged. So sad. Need to describe that. Well, here's the deal, Alexis Toys. Photos were clearly shown. We showed everything that needed to be detailed. If you look at the picture, you'd see the detailing in it. And we give it. It was a new mint box product. So I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but we would have tried to work with that if it was eBay. And then here's another one. Item arrived with a little damage on the bottom front of the box, which was hidden. Something about in the carpet, and the pictures was listed as mint, blah, blah, blah. Well, the item was mint when we shipped it. If an item arrives damaged and the box is damaged, we happily give refunds. Just return the item, and you know, we would have dealt with that. But this is something eBay sellers will have to learn to deal with, because you are not able to deal with problems in eBay land like you will over in Mercari world. So, you know, that is a few tweaks that's eventually going to get worked out as the marketplace plays itself out on Mercari and more eBay sellers and people move over to sell on Mercari as they're looking to get other venues to sell in other than just being reliant on eBay. But Justin, yes, Mercari is worth the sales. It is worth the growing pains. It is worth the current headaches. If you have any doubts, I would look up, which I have, Mercari's Better Business Bureau ratings. Some of them are not very flattering. I would look it up and see if this is a site that is good for you and will fit into your program, into your niche. And be aware that one of the issues you do have to face with Mercari is a lot of hypocrisy. They'll say that certain items are banned, and then you go look up on Mercari. I'll show you. These items are, for instance, banned. Okay. And I have been flagged on this before, by the way, because I do sell some of these as adult toys and collectibles. Okay, we have Madcap Toys is an adult toy store where it basically sells to primarily adult vintage collectors. We deal with comics, we deal with toys, we deal with coins, we deal with, you name it, man, anything that adults like, NASCAR, whatever. But you can go through there, and I got a strike one time on these guys, and I try to get along with everybody. But you look right here, clearly, currency's illegal, blah, 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 tokens, all this stuff. And I know a seller named JSL. He got a strike for one coin. He got told it was counterfeit. It clearly wasn't. He relisted the thing, and it sold for $52 on this site. So guys, there is some hypocrisy. There is some what I call growing pains that you as eBay sellers, power sellers especially, are going to have to adapt to, because I did. And it can be a little bit disconcerting when you first get on there. But I do think for the most part it is well worth it. It is well worth it. So you guys check this video out. Let me know what you think. Give me your comments and your feedback. Let me know if you think Mercari is worth it. Let me know if you've had an issue with Mercari, or if you've had an issue in some form, giving you all my pretty picture there. And if you have, let us know if you think it's yay or nay, pro or con. Is it worth the money to put on there? One thing I do like about Mercari is the selling fees are 10% of whatever you put on there. There's no fee on shipping. There's no fee on listing, except for when the item sells. Then there's a 10% final value fee. And as far as shipping, all you got to do is print the label out. Not a big deal. Alright guys, thanks a lot for viewing. If you like this video and videos like this, please give us a thumbs up. Please comment and with your thoughts below, because they're very important to us. We'd like to know your ideas and thoughts and feedback. Please share this video with others that may be looking for another area to sell their items other than just eBay. And don't forget to subscribe, because we don't do a ton of videos like this, because we don't like being a sad Mary. We do like to give you information and comments and ideas that are important to you and us as sellers. So this is one that we're doing for you as sellers because we feel it's important. All right, guys, you have a great and a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, bye-bye.